inflation dropped, but can the left-wing legacy media drop their lies surrounding inflation and Donald Trump? I don't think so. They keep saying it's soaring. Turns out they lied. It's down. MSNBC is going to be melting down in these clips and also showing you how they had to, come back and draw back their statements. Now, let's go ahead and watch the media prove Donald Trump right. Now, the Democrats and their willing accomplices in the drive-by media have been falsely claiming inflation was soaring. The fact that it is at a 4-year low and food prices fell for the first time since Trump's first term says a lot. Now, here's Hakeem Jeffries. Y'all remember this? Y'all remember this interview?
We have the Republicans on the run on three different issues. We have them on the run with respect to the economy. Donald Trump and House Republicans promised that they were going to lower the high cost of living. But instead, costs haven't gone down. They've gone up. Inflation is going up. Why? Because Donald Trump and Republicans haven't been focused on doing anything to lower the high cost of living. Not a single bill, not a single executive action, not a single administrative order. We, as House Democrats, have to make sure we forcefully make the case to everyday Americans that we are trying to build an affordable economy. We know that costs are too high, and we know that people are struggling to live paycheck to paycheck, and that should never happen in the wealthiest country in the history of the world. We got to hold the line as it relates to the economic narrative, and we see that Trump's poll numbers are collapsing in that regard.
Hold the line. Love isn't always on time. It was just in my head. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Anywho, this aged horribly. I'm not even gonna give y'all no intro to the next clip. We just gonna play. Matter of fact, you know what I'm gonna do for y'all? I'm gonna put this on the big screen. I'm gonna get a prop.
We're coming in a little.
No. Relax. I know, we gotta tell them the news, but
we're coming in a little bit lighter than expected. So we came in at 0.2% month over month. The street was looking for 0.3. So that's actually better than what the street thought was going to happen here. 2.3% is the headline number year over year. The street's estimate was 2.4. Yeah. So again, that's a lighter number than expected. 0.2% core month over month. The estimate was 0.3. Again, better than expected. Core year over year came in at 2.8%. That was actually in line. We're coming in a little bit.
April's inflation report came in below expectations for the third straight month. Grocery prices saw their largest decline in nearly 5 years. Gas prices fell for the third month in a row. So let me get this straight. Democrats, they are going to keep claiming and saying that inflation is skyrocketing. We just got the report that it hit a 4-year low. Groceries just saw their biggest drop in, 5 years? Gas prices down for 3 months straight. Who's lying? And most importantly, why? Why? Now, here we have Donald Trump, and he's, making his Truth Social. This guy right here, his phone be on fire. He writes, let me put on the big screen for y'all. Try to be able to see this. He writes, no inflation in gas. Prices of gasoline, energy, groceries, and practically everything else are down. The Fed must lower the rate like Europe. Is it the FED? Yeah, the FED must lower the rate like Europe and China have done. What is wrong with too late Powell? Not fair to America, which is ready to blossom. Just let it all happen. It will be a beautiful thing. I'm not sure who Powell is. See, I don't know who that guy is. Let me read he is right. Inflation's coming down. The tariff validity is being walked back, and we won't see 145% tariff rates on China anymore. If there's any inflation, higher prices from tariffs, then it will also be offset by lower demand, which would be deflationary. It's time for Powell to cut. Powell was in no rush. All of the forcing Powell to wait to see impact. Okay, I hate to say it, but Trump is literally always right in the long term. Somebody else writes. So yeah, we got Donald Trump's response here, and I got a question though for the left. How many months does inflation need to drop before they actually admit that it's real, or does the truth only count when it fits y'all narrative. Let's look at this clip right here where my guy says liberals are losing again as Trump is on the world stage. He's out here in Saudi Arabia making deals. Meanwhile, the stock market is booming. Inflation just dropped again. He's made deals in China, India. He got a hostage released. Peace in Pakistan, and the crown prince of Saudi Arabia shows up at his plane. Yeah.
Well, liberals, look like you're losing again. Donald Trump's on the world stage and getting it. Let's talk about it. Man, Donald Trump's out there in Saudi Arabia making deals and bringing it back home. But the liberals don't like it. Keep hearing liberals talk about why didn't he go to Canada? Why didn't he go to Mexico? Why didn't he go to France, our first ally? Why didn't he go to London, our special relationship? Because y'all broke. It's all about Saudi Arabia. I mean, the man leaves the United States, stock market booming, deals in China. We got a hostage released, peace in Pakistan and India, and the crown prince of Saudi Arabia just shows up at the plane. Biden could never. And guess what? Inflation just dropped again to 2.3%. It wasn't expected. Again, where's all this doom and gloom? Where's all this the world's going to end? Trump's tanking our economy. It just ain't happening. Again, where is your narrative? It's not working. It's better to congratulate than hate. Hell, they even want to get that man a plane. And the crazy part about it is, liberals talk about bribery. Where's the bribe? You can't just put that shit out there without proof. I mean, hell, somebody want to give me a plane? I'm taking it. That shows respect. See, unlike Americans, Arab nations give gifts like that because they have respect for you, not because they want anything from you. And if I was Donald Trump, I'd do the same thing I did back in 2017. All these European haters, Canadian and Mexican, everybody's supposed to be our ally, straight up hate. But the Arabs congratulate him. And you see that today. I mean, people just happy to see this man. It feels so good to have a president that's respected and hated at the same damn time. Again, they just lined up, ready to shake that man's hand. And he's going to be more than happy to bring them checks back home. That's my man. So again, what's the narrative? What's the next hate? Shit's moving in America. Unlike the last 4 years. We got a president, we know he's working, not sleeping. Are the Democrats wonder who their next vice chair going to be? Or what white man they hate next? Or which illegal criminal they're going to defend? Donald Trump's making moves. He's doing exactly what we elected him to do.
Yes, sir.
Keep on going to President Trump. We proud of you.
Definitely. Super proud of you, President Trump. He out here making deals in Saudi Arabia, releasing hostages and stabilizing the market, and they out here in their feelings. They're just so anti-Trump. The TDS is, This is why the voters are saying right now, look, we don't care about them tweets, man. We care about, our bank accounts. Plus, excuse me. Ooh, he brought up Biden. Speaking of Biden, when was the last time you saw Biden walk off a plane in the fall and also get greeted by a crown prince, who's actually respected on the world stage? Donald Trump, that is. He is that leader. He's that guy. And who's hiding behind them press briefings? We know. Now, MSNBC anchors flipping out trying to spin inflation as if it's still dangerous.
I'm even more upset.
Well, in case folks are, it kind of leaves me, because I'm, I feel like I'm doing okay. And even I'm like, well, why is everything so high? Coffee, chocolate, olive oil, rice, alcohol, across the board alcohol, fruit, seafood, nuts, alcohol, cheese, clothing, shoes, books, toys, cars, appliances, cookware, power tools, furniture, mattresses, strollers. 97% of strollers are manufactured in China, by the way, which is I learned this week. These are all of the things that are going to be impacted by Donald Trump's tariffs. Today I've been really struck by the Chamber of Commerce, and they have consistently been putting out.
Okay. I want to show y'all this very next clip. Oh, I'm sorry. It's this one. Yep. Well, even the panickins, as he put it, at MSNBC had to admit that they were wrong about the effects of tariffs on inflation.
The April Consumer Price Index, a measure of inflation at the retail level, was released moments ago and showed that inflation essentially held steady. Let's start right there. What do these numbers tell us about inflation and where the economy is right now?
The good news is the economy, I think, is in a lot better of a place, honestly, than a lot of economists had expected at this point, especially given all of the conversations we've been having over the last several months about the impacts and almost psychological impacts that tariffs can create around buying things, people pulling things forward, spending more money to do certain things. That has not happened at the levels that I think had been anticipated. It could still happen, meaning some of that could filter out into maybe some data that comes next month or the month after. But this economy has been remarkably resilient and is really a demonstration of just how flexible the economy can be, and maybe even more flexible than some economists had been anticipating.
I bet. You know, so they told us inflation would rise because of tariffs. Wrong. They told us that food would get more expensive. Wrong. And now it's dropping, and they still mad. You can't, bro. You can't win with these people. Is the real problem that inflation dropped, or that Trump is getting credit for it? That's where the TDS starts to settle in. I want to refer y'all to this clip right here, where this Meet the Press interview when they lied and say prices are going up when everyone could see that they were going down.
Prices are already going up on some popular items.
Whoa.
Tires, strollers.
This is such a dishonest interview already. Prices are down on groceries. Prices are down for oil. Prices are down for all energy. Prices are down at tremendous numbers for gasoline. And let me tell you, when you have the big thing, what he did, he spent like a stupid person, which he was, but he spent like a very stupid person. And that was bad for inflation. But what really killed us with inflation was the price of energy.
Prices are already going up.
Meanwhile, what's that? Investopedia's editor says inflation is in the sweet spot thanks to the energy price drops. I don't know why MSN and Meet the Press is pretending that we're still in a crisis. Simple. Because good news doesn't scare you into voting blue. Yeah, they want you to be in fear-mongering state all day. Do you think they'll ever run a story with this much energy when prices fall? Or are they addicted to keeping the American people in panic on purpose? It's the question that I always ask myself when I'm listening to that, man. However, I want y'all to look at the Investopedia editor-in-chief that I was just telling y'all about.
Yeah, the smoke was much worse than the fire. I think we were all expecting a jump in inflation. A big part of that was the drop in gasoline prices. This is very significant for households. That's one of the biggest expenses we have on a week-to-week basis. That drop in gasoline and energy prices, a big deal in keeping inflation in check. And it is in the sweet spot right now, between 2 and 2.5%. This is just where the Federal Reserve likes it. This economy right now seems like it's going to be all right when we have that tariff pause right now. We'll see how things play out over the next 90 days with some of those other tariffs coming into play in the next few weeks. But right now, this is kind of a sweet spot for inflation.
Boom. Doge AI wrote, the drop in gas prices is no accident. It's the direct result of the Protecting American Households from Rising Energy Costs Act of 2025, which prioritizes domestic energy security over foreign exports. While Biden's team let LNG shipments surge to China and Russia, driving up home heating costs. This bill slams the door on that insanity. Section 3A explicitly blocks energy exports to adversarial regimes, keeping American fuel for American families. But let's be clear. Temporary price dips don't fix systemic waste. The same bureaucrats who let energy policy rot for decades are still lurking in agencies, waiting to sabotage progress. Real reform requires torturing the entire export-obsessed playbook. He said, you got to go in there and cut the head out the snake. I got to go check out who is Jerome Powell, man. I feel like I know I'm lacking right now because I don't know. However, Rep McClain, if y'all want to see... I'm going to just read what Eric Daltrey wrote. 911. I need to report a murder on CNN. Y'all, I mean, this is a complete takedown, yo. Oh, whoa. Prepare yourselves, man. Like, really, prepare yourself.
All you need to do is turn on the TV. Look at your show. It's nothing but fear-mongering. That's all the Democrats do. What's inflation doing? What's inflation, up or down? Oh, it's down. What's the prices of eggs? Oh, they're down. What's the prices of mortgage? Oh, it's down, right? But we don't cover the positive things. We only cover the negative things to get everyone worked up. So here's two things. This could be a potential problem, but it actually could be a potential long-term solution. But when you don't want to cover the other half and all you talk about is the one half, of course that's what you're going to hear. I would prefer to give both sides of the story. That's what real news people used to do, is they would give both sides of the story. So one side of the story is, yes, potentially on the short term, listen, tariffs could cause us some discomfort, no question. But let's take a look at the long term. Do you think there's any benefits to the long term? I can share with you that there are benefits to the long term if we can get this on a level playing field. And that's what we need to do. Instead of just getting everyone all ginned up about, the sky is falling, the sky is falling. Let's talk about the vision on what we're actually trying to do, which is reverse the negative course and put America on track to be respected again.
Chairwoman, thank you so much for joining us. I wish you would watch our show more often, because you would see that we do have both sides on. Specifically, that's why you're on the air today, to present that side. That's what we do here at CNN. Chairwoman Linda McClain, thank you so much for the time.
Lisa, thank you.
Lisa, my apologies. Have a good weekend.
That's what real news used to be. But today, the news is designed to keep us in fear, angry. They won't, they want to keep voters angry, you know what I mean, and pushing a one-sided agenda, and she called that out. Amen to that. So now we know prices are down. They saying the market is up, and the media is lying again. The only thing that's going up is their desperation. Excuse me, hold on. Woo. Yeah, you can see it in the comments, thoroughly based. Now I have to find out who Jerome Powell is. Who is Jerome Powell? I hope y'all spell his name right. They're going to spell it right for me. Is the chair of the Federal Reserve, the central banking system of the United States, appointed in 2018 by President Trump and reappointed by President Biden. He's been stirring monetary policy through some wild times. Think COVID-19, economic chaos, inflation surges, and rates and hikes. Born in 1953, he's a lawyer by training with a background in investment banking and private equity. Known for a data-driven approach, he's often in the hot seat for balancing inflation control with economic growth. Critics sometimes call him everything from a genius to a villain, depending on the take on Fed moves. Yeah, definitely got a lot I need to learn on this one. But drop a comment if you've seen prices drop where you live. And, man, I want to say thank y'all for all the continued support. Please go check on somebody today. You quite literally be saving their life. And, yeah, man, y'all know here we're going to continue to try to expose the truth. We don't spin.